Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over this 2021 Toyota Camry XSE with the all-wheel drive system. But I would like to give a special thanks to South Dade Toyota for providing me with this 2021 Toyota Camry with the all-wheel drive system. If you're in the market for a Camry with all-wheel drive, you can come check out South Dade Toyota and ask for Wilford. He'll get you into a new, used, or pre-owned vehicle. But let's get into the review here of the Camry XSE with the all-wheel drive system. But let's start off underneath the hood here of the Camry. This has Toyota's 2.5 liter four-cylinder that makes 205 horsepower, 185 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. This engine does offer port and direct injection. As the Camry sits here with the all-wheel drive system, it weighs 3,500 pounds. Fuel economy is rated at 25 in the city, 34 on the highway, and 28 combined. Even though it does have that all-wheel drive system, it still gets really good fuel economy here. But shutting the hood here of the Camry, you guys know I'm not a big fan of the Camry styling, but the Camry is starting to grow on me a little bit more every video that I do. But looking at these headlights here, they're going to be a LED projector above with an LED daytime running light with an LED turn signal. Looking at the Toyota emblem, that does house the dynamic radar cruise control. This has Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus. I do like the grille here. For 2021 Toyota, they did refresh the front fascia here, but basically you have to kind of squint. I do like the honeycomb style grille here. I like the aluminum painted trim here in the front fascia. But like I mentioned, the Camry is starting to grow on me, and it doesn't look like a bad mid-size sedan. I would pick this over the Nissan Altima, personally speaking. This is painted in this supersonic red, and it does have that two-tone color combination. But let's look at the side profile here of the Toyota Camry XSE. So looking at the side profile here of the Camry XSE, the Camry stretches at 192.7 inches with a wheelbase of 111.2 inches. So it's right on par with the other mid-size sedans in the segment. Looking at these tires and this rim choice here, these are a 235/40 tire. They're wrapped in this 19-inch rim design. I like the multi-spoke with the gloss black finish here. The Camry here does have this supersonic red with the two-tone color combination, so it does give it this blacked out roof. This is gloss black mirror cap here with an LED side marker, and up top this does offer this panoramic sunroof to let some light into this cabin. But let's look at the rear here of the Camry XSE. So looking at the rear here of the Camry XSE, there's this blacked out rear spoiler here. Looking here at the badging back here, it's going to be the Toyota emblem with the Camry name spelled out. There's this XSE badge with the all-wheel drive badge. That's the only way that you're going to tell that you actually have the all-wheel drive Camry, or if someone has the all-wheel drive Camry, because of that all-wheel drive badge there. There's a standard backup camera. Looking at these taillights here, they're going to be a full LED with an LED turn signal, an LED reverse light with an LED brake light. And down here, since it's the XSE model, Toyota just throwing these quad tip exhausts. The rear diffuser does look kind of aggressive here. Open up the cargo capacity back here. Toyota says you get 15.1 cubic feet of space. If you're looking for a bigger trunk, you have to check out the other competitor, which is the Honda Accord, that offers 16.7 cubic feet of space. But overall, this 15.1 cubic feet of space, it does look bigger than that Nissan Altima that I tested. And underneath here, Toyota does throw in a spare tire instead of a fix-a-flat kit. You can fold the rear seats down to do a 60-40 split. Sitting inside the interior of the 2021 Camry XSE all-wheel drive. Looking at this interior here, I showed you guys this interior before on the Camry. Toyota, they changed it by adding this 9-inch display, and I do like the JBL sound system here in the Camry XSE. But shutting the door here, of course, you guys know, foot on the brake and the start-stop buttons over here. This has Toyota's 2.5 liter four-cylinder. Of course, with this being the all-wheel drive system, you cannot get all-wheel drive on the 3.5 liter V6, so you have to go for a four-cylinder in order to get the all-wheel drive system. But looking here at the LCD display here, front and center, you can customize the screen by using this little pad here on the steering wheel. It shows you different stuff like your system status, also your audio once you have your phone connected. This does support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Also your driver support, also your fuel economy. I've been averaging 21.7 miles to the gallon, so it's not bad fuel economy here on the all-wheel drive system that Toyota offers here on the four-cylinder. I like the leather wrap steering wheel here. There's some controls here on the steering wheel, which has the forward collision warning, your lane keeping assist with dynamic radar cruise control. This is for the radio presets there. Over here is going to be a volume control and your voice commands there. You can back out of the LCD display here just in case you don't want to see, or you can customize it however you would like. There's paddle shifters here to cycle through that 8-speed automatic transmission. Over here is the headlight stock and turning signal stock, and your wind wiper stock is going to be over here. If you guys do not like full LCD displays, Toyota keeps it really simple. They give you this LCD display front and center, and also they throw in these analog gauges. Over here is going to be for the automatic low and high beam, your stability control, your trunk release, your fuel cap opener. There's even a heated steering wheel function there. Open up this, it's going to reveal some storage. You guys can put some change in there if you would like. This is for the mirror controls here. You can also lock the windows if you have passengers that like to throw stuff out, particularly kids. There's your lock controls here. It is automatic up, automatic down for all four windows. Grab handle here is going to be a nice area here to rest your elbows. Down here is going to be storage and a cup holder. The steering wheel here is going to be a manual tilt telescoping. It does offer a good amount of range and adjustability. Looking at the infotainment system, like I mentioned, this is a 9-inch display. Toyota, they changed this up, and now you have a standard 7-inch display if you go for a lower trim level. And you go for a top trim like this XSE here, Toyota will throw in this 9-inch display. It does support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Going here to the Google Maps, it does take up the complete screen, but there is a little bit of real estate that's not used here on the screen. So they could make this a 12-inch display or maybe even a 10-inch display like the other competitors. There are some physical hard buttons here, which is the home, menu, audio, map, sync, track, phone, and apps. There's a volume knob and tune knob here. Your air vent's going to be down here. There's your hazard switch. This does offer dual climate control. This does also have 3-level heated seats. There's no cool seats. You might have to go for a cool weather package in order to get the cool seats. Putting the Camry into reverse here, it's just a standard backup camera with trajectory, with distance markers. There's also this wide angle, and this does offer rear cross traffic alert because this has Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 plus. Kicking it down here to the left, this does have a sport mode in the transmission. If you don't want to shift your gears from here, you can use the paddle shifters here. Putting the Camry back into park, there's a USB port with a 12-volt, a wireless phone charger here. My iPhone 12 Pro Max does fit if I didn't actually have the USB connected there. There's 2 cup holders here. Like I mentioned, the heated buttons are here for the seating controls. The dashboard is going to have this nice soft touch material here with some stitching. Upper part of the dashboard is going to be a soft touch as well. The glove compartment here, it does offer a good amount of storage. The seats in here, they're supportive, they're comfortable. Even though this is the XSE trim, I'm surprised there's no actual red seats here. And up top is going to be a panoramic sunroof here to let some light into this cabin. Even though this does have this black interior, there's also LED lights here throughout the cabin. The center armrest here is nice and padded. This does offer a good amount of storage. I'm showing you guys the key fob here really quick. I showed you guys this key fob before. It's on the Highlander, the RAV4. So it does have a lock, unlock, a trunk release, also a panic button. There's a USB port here, also with a USB-C. There's electronic parking brake, auto hold, eco mode, normal, and a sport mode. But I want you guys to comment down below in the comment section, what do you guys think about the interior of the Camry XSE? So getting back here in the back seat here of the Camry XSE, this is where I have the seat to drive. I'm only 5'8". Toyota says you get around 38 inches of legroom. If you're looking for more legroom here in the segment, the Honda Accord is the better option because it offers 40.4 inches of legroom. There's your own set of air vents back here, but there's no charging port. So if you guys wanted to have your phone always connected, I'll either be the driver or the passenger. But there is 2 map pockets back here for storage. The floor is not flat, but you can sit a middle passenger here. And above me, there's this panoramic sunroof. As you guys can see, I'm 5'8". My head is not touching, but it's almost there. There's gonna be LED lights throughout the whole entire cabin. Pulling this armrest down here, there's 2 cup holders. The materials back here gonna be a soft touch ejection molded plastic. There's this aluminum door handle, storage, and also this grab handle here. But overall, the back seat of the Camry is not a bad place to spend time. So starting off in the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE with the all-wheel drive system. Just driving the Camry here, I can tell that the Camry is a little bit heavier compared to a front-wheel drive model. Let's talk about the engine here. This has Toyota's 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. It makes 205 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is rated at 25 in the city, 34 on the highway, and 28 combined. So even with the all-wheel drive system, this thing still gets really good fuel economy. surprisingly, because you know the all-wheel drive system might drop it down a lot because of it basically makes the car a little bit more heavier, but this thing still gets great fuel economy. Let's talk about the visibility here of the Camry XSE. It does have a good view of the road here. There's these decent size mirrors here. This does have Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus, so it does include blind spot monitoring with forward collision warning, pedestrian detection with cyclist detection, also with the rear cross traffic alert. So with this having Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus, this thing is basically gonna make you feel safe with you and your family and on a long road trip. And honestly, just cruising here, the Camry does have a quiet cabin, and honestly I'm really impressed on how quiet this cabin is. I do hear a little bit of road noise from the tires, but it's not a deal breaker for me. The seats in here, they're comfortable, they're really supportive. They're not like the Nissan zero gravity seats that I tested in the Altima. They're nowhere near that comfortable level, but these seats are really supportive and they're comfortable. But compared to the Nissan, Toyota basically needs to step up their seating game, because the Nissan has one of the best seats in the class here. But you put this thing into a sport mode here and floor it, it's really responsive. And now I do hear just a little bit of wind noise coming inside the cabin here. But Toyota, they did refresh the Camry's interior here. They gave this thing a 9-inch display. The JBL sound system in here sounds really good. It's kind of on par with the Bose audio sound system. So all my audio files out there, you guys know that the JBL system does sound pretty good, or you might like the Bose sound system better than the JBL sound system. But the ride quality in here is really good. I have no complaints from the Camry. It's a smooth ride. The 8-speed automatic is paired really good with this 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. It goes over the bumps just fine. And honestly, the all-wheel drive system is going to be a preference thing, because I feel like you really don't need the all-wheel drive system here in Miami or South Florida in general, but at the lower part of South Florida, because I know in northern Florida it does get a little bit cold, that it does create black ice, so the all-wheel drive system might come in handy. But like I mentioned, that's just basically a preference thing. So it's in the sport mode already, so let's turn the traction off. I'm gonna brake torque it. Everything's completely off. Okay. And honestly, that's with the traction completely off, with the driver's assistance off, and this car basically stayed planted. As you guys heard, there was no wheel hopping, as you guys can see as well, there was no torque steer. So the all-wheel drive system here in the Camry XSE is really good. Like I mentioned, the all-wheel drive system is basically going to be a preference thing. But if you stay in a cold weather state and you basically want all-wheel drive, Toyota has finally offered that for nearly 17 years, when the last Camry did have all-wheel drive. But they brought it back for 2020. I showed you guys a 2020 model before. So Toyota, they're basically answering what the customers want, and you guys wanted an all-wheel drive system, and Toyota gave you guys an all-wheel drive system, which works really good. And honestly, I'm really impressed. So now this joins the Subaru Legacy with the all-wheel drive system, also the Nissan Altima with the all-wheel drive system. The Honda doesn't offer all-wheel drive, neither does the Hyundai or the Kia. So basically, it's just 3 cars in the segment that offers the all-wheel drive system. So after spending time with the Camry XSE with all-wheel drive, starting price here is at $31,820. With the options and accessories, the Camry stickers for $41,910. Hope you guys have enjoyed this full overview on the Camry here. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you all in the next video.